just follow the order of the chat. I won't have to worry about calling on everybody. Now I'll make sure my mic is muted now.
All right, y'all can start with questions.
Jacob, David from Rivals.com, man. Good morning. I'd like to know just why was it LSU, and just talk about that relationship where Coach Johnson recruited you to Arizona, and that relationship is strong enough to follow him to LSU. And then my second question is, you played with Dylan Crews this year with Team USA. How strong did that relationship get with you guys?
First, thank you for having me on the show right here. And my relationship with Coach Johnson has reached back for, I think, about 5 years now when he first started recruiting me at Arizona. And I created a special bond with Coach Johnson. And obviously, I went to play for him at the University of Arizona, and I loved playing for him. And when I heard the news that he was getting the job at LSU, I just had to step back and rethink my decision and rethink. I wanted to play for Coach Johnson in college. So my prior decision to actually play for him and commit to Arizona was to commit to Coach Johnson. And then playing with Dylan Crews this summer was an awesome experience. I got to play with a ton of talented young players along with Dylan. He was amazing to play with, and it was really cool to actually meet him in person instead of seeing him on TV with all the highlights and everything. But it was really cool to play with him and just see kind of how he goes about his game. And I think both of us kind of approach things in similar fashion. We play the game hard and respect the game.
Hey, Jacob, this is Glenn West with LSU Country. Nice to meet you. Just, I guess, talk about your success last year. I mean, you come in as a freshman and, you have a great season. I mean, just what allowed you to be so successful so early on in your career? What about your game do you think allowed you to do that?
I think Coach Johnson had a lot to do with my success this last year. He helped me slow my game down and understand what I need to do as a player, not make the situation bigger than it is, and just approach it as a game. I mean, I had a great time last year, won a lot of baseball games, and had a chance in the postseason. And I think a lot of that was because of Coach Johnson, how he just slowed me down and just told me my job and what I had to do as a freshman. So I think that's a lot to my success this last year.
Hey, Jacob, welcome to Baton Rouge and LSU baseball. You said you love playing for Coach Johnson. I was curious, what is it about him that you love? You talked about him bringing out some of your game and slowing you down. Is it just the practices and the principles? Because you're kind of in that stage once again with this team where you're trying to get those thoughts across. And then secondly, he joked that when you came, I believe it was you, that, the players were asking you more about him, than you actually taking the visit, I guess. Could you kind of walk us through how that went with you and kind of, introducing your coach to your new teammates?
Obviously, being the new kid is a little bit different, especially at a new university this year. But a lot of what Coach Johnson has taught me this last year, and a lot of what everybody's been asking, is how he approaches the game in a mental standpoint. He is way prepared, more than any coach I've ever met, or anything. He talks about the game plan, what our approach is, and everything in that sense. So that's what has helped me so much. And when I first got here, everybody was like, "Oh, how's practice ran? How is he on this? How is he on this?" And I kind of gave it to him straight. I was like, this is how he does things, and this is the way he likes it. So, I mean, a lot of guys, I think, bought into that right away, and you can already see it as a group. So it's been an amazing kind of transition since I've been here. It hasn't really been like I'm the new kid. It seems like I've been part of the program already.
Jacob, David from Rivals, how much of that has been kind of building on Michael's question there, teaching everybody? You're the new guy, but you know the Jay Johnson way. You know what is expected, and hitting styles, just overall just team attitude. How much of that has Coach Johnson relied on you to kind of be his ambassador of that?
I don't think he's relied on me as much as you think. He comes across very clear on what he wants, and he does a good job. A lot of it is just when players have questions, they kind of come to me and ask, "Hey, how is this?" Just double check and make sure they're going about it in the right way, which a lot of guys are. I mean, it's a new program or a new way it's ran, so it's a definite change. Sorry to say that, but it's a little change. So everybody's just making sure they're on the right path right now.
Hey, Jacob, I guess another one for me. A little bit of a two-parter here. Just what have you been kind of focusing on this offseason in terms of your development? What have you really wanted to get better at? And then kind of the second part to it is just how you've adjusted to Baton Rouge. I mean, obviously LSU has a pretty rich culture here with their baseball program. Just have you learned anything, about LSU or about the program since getting here?
To answer your first question, this summer was the biggest thing I worked on this summer was my defense and just becoming more confident and believing in myself as a defender. And I know I can hit, and I know I'm a good base runner. I just got to continue to improve myself as an all-around player. So that was my biggest emphasis this off season, and obviously staying in the weight room and getting healthy. And the change to Baton Rouge is a little different. It rains a little more than in Arizona, that's for sure. But it's been an amazing experience so far. The people are unbelievable. The culture within the players and the coaches is just, I've never seen anything like it. And it's been a really cool thing to experience this far. So, I've just enjoyed it, and I'm experiencing everything I can right now.
Jacob, Mike Scarborough with TigerBait.com. Glenn kind of took a little bit of my question, but how are you enjoying Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Found any particular Louisiana delicacies that you've gravitated towards, or how much of culture shock or fish out of water has there been for you?
I think the culture shock is it's a good way to put it. There's a lot more hunting and fishing, which I actually love to do. So that experience here has been awesome, especially in the last few weeks. I've gotten to go duck hunting for the first time in my life, and I've gotten to go fishing and crabbing and everything like that. So I'm just enjoying my life right now to the fullest. I'm a little kid in a candy shop right now with Louisiana, so I'm having a great time.
Good stuff.
That's cool. Take advantage of it while you can, for sure. I was curious about the weight room. Coach had stressed the strength and conditioning program in his introductory deal, and obviously you mentioned it a moment ago. Was that a little bit of a shock for your teammates, and are you kind of dragging them through it in the process of what Coach wants when it comes to the conditioning side of things?
I don't think so. I think they had a good conditioning sense, and Travis Troy ran a good program here beforehand. And I think all the kids were very strong when I came in. I was a little shocked, to be honest with you, because last year I felt like my team the team at Arizona last year was very physical, and this year I came in and I was actually really impressed with how strong a lot of players were, such as Dylan, Gavin Dugas, Tyler McManus, and just kind of across the board. Everybody was in great shape and very, very, you can tell they put the time in the weight room, which a lot of teams, it seemed like, don't do.
Any more questions?
William, you have a question?
Yes. Jake, I want to ask you, when you first committed to make the trip to Baton Rouge, how much did your dad kind of fill you in what you were getting involved with, since he played at UL Lafayette and was very familiar with the rivalry, an hour apart, and just kind of get prepared?
So my dad actually went through the similar situation I did after his sophomore year at Oral Roberts. He went through a recruiting process again and committed to UL. So he played a year at UL, and he kind of gave me a little bit of a clue to how things were ran down here in the South, it seems like. And I really didn't believe him, to be honest, and all that way. But when I got down here, I definitely understood where he was coming from, and everything he said has been 100% true. The people are amazing, food's amazing, and just the culture and the way people view baseball down here is just different. So I'm excited to experience it in spring, and I'm just looking forward to it right now.
Good deal. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Dylan Crews. And while Dylan's getting set up, just a quick announcement. When we announced the schedule, we had an open date of April 26th. That date had not yet been filled, but it has since been filled. So we're going to play at UNO on April 26th, and that's been updated on our website. It's just a note that we'll play a road game at UNO on April 26th. All right, if you guys will just follow your order in the chat for questions for Dylan, we can go ahead.
Dylan, David from Rivals. Every prospect that I've talked to says Coach Johnson he lives, breathes, and eats hitting. And he's in the film room and changing things and all sorts of stuff. I'm fascinated to know, what tips has he given you, and what improvements or changes has he tried to help you make in your game as opposed to this time last year?
Yeah, no, Jay, obviously, like you said, he's very big on offense, and I'm really glad to see that. Jay really hasn't giving me – and he's not really messing with my swing at the time right now. He's kind of let me do my thing. And if he sees something, then he kind of just tells me at the moment. But right now he's just letting me do my thing, get in the cage, get my swings off, and kind of just be the hitter that I believe I am.
Hey, Dylan, this is Glenn West with LSU Country. Good to see you again. I guess just talk about this offense, in particular. I mean, you guys obviously bring in Jacob Berry and, return Trey Morgan, Gavin Dugas, and, it seems like really 1 to 9, you guys have a really just solid, kind of core group here. I mean, just talk about the excitement level of where this offense can go next year.
Yeah, no, I really believe that we're going to have one of the best lineups in the country for sure. Having Barry come over here usually never happens, so we were blessed to have him come over here and just have him be a part of this program and a part of this lineup. So I really think that having him come in and kind of just puts the pieces together, and I feel like this, like I said, this lineup's going to be one of the best lineups in the country.
Dylan, usually with a new coach, there's a lot of trepidation about guys and playing time, where do they stand, and those kinds of things. You're not really, don't have to worry about that as much as maybe some. So I'm just curious, how did that process go for you with the new coach? And how excited were you when you realized that the team literally has a plan, it seems like, for everything, individually, team, as the season goes along, Coach Johnson?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, no.
I'm just curious, how excited were you when you realized that Coach Johnson has a plan for everything, like individual, team, etc.?
No, he definitely has a plan for everything. It's exciting because, we get to work on one part of the game, pretty much, break down the parts and just work on that and kind of just master that side of the playing field. And, once we master that, then we go to the next part. We just kind of break it down each and every day, and that's what I like. And he brings the energy, and he's very focused and has the right mentality to get to where we want to be for the rest of the season, for the whole season.
Dylan, talk about the relationship you were able to build with Jacob this summer. How much did y'all just bring y'all closer? You maybe pick his brain a little bit. Hitters always like to pick each other hitters' brains. Just that relationship this summer. How beneficial was it for the rest of this season?
Yeah, it was very beneficial. When I heard that he was coming over here, or he was leaving Arizona, I had a good feeling that he was coming over here and following Jay and being a part of this program. So I was really excited. So, I knew he was a great hitter. I saw it with my own eyes over at USA, and the things that he does with the bat is very special. So, I was just picking his brain the whole time, and we got really close, and he was picking mine, and it just kind of clicked right there. So, I'm really excited to see what he can do for this program in the season.
Yeah, hey, Dylan. Obviously, baseball comes first, and I'm sure you're pretty much focused on that. But I wanted to get your thoughts on the NIL stuff, and obviously, you guys now have an opportunity to make a little money. Just what are your thoughts on that, and just kind of how it could, help college baseball in the future? I mean, obviously, with guys, maybe not accepting signing bonuses and coming to school and still getting some money.
Yeah, no, that's a great opportunity for us for sure. I'm really excited about that, actually. Like I said, it's a great opportunity for us to get our name out and kind of, collab with some brands and, view their brands and have their brands, put out there more. And like I said, puts us out there more. So, I'm really excited. I don't have anything right now cooking up, but maybe in the future I will.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, I guess. Do you like the fact that your season didn't start, so you kind of get to see how it can unfold for everyone else? And is my mic not working? Do you like that you're able to see how it kind of unfolded for the football and how it worked for basketball before you guys get your season going? Do you feel like that gives you an advantage for planning your NIL strategy?
Yeah, no, I was excited to see how it worked out for the football team and the basketball team. I saw what they did with their brands, and I was like I said, I'm excited to for our season to come up in the spring, so we have that same opportunity.
Dylan, back to your summer experience with Jacob with the USA team. I'm not sure exactly how y'all hit in the lineup But does your mind start to wonder, like thinking about the prospects of what could be, whether y'all hit behind one another and just how you could feed off each other, and just, I know there's a lot of work to do between now and March, but just do you start like thinking this could be could be a lot of damage here?
Yeah, I feel like this lineup can go either way. I mean, you could put this lineup upside down, flip this all around. I don't think Jay will do that, but I think you can put this lineup either however you want, and it's gonna, it'll produce.
But just like you and Jacob specifically, just to be able to, again, I don't know if he hits in front of you, you hit in front of him, but just you started thinking like this, I could get used to this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could definitely get used to it for sure. I'm really looking forward to, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna hit in front of me. I don't know if I'm gonna hit behind him. But I feel like whatever way that Coach Jay puts us in, we're gonna produce, and we're gonna hit and do what we do best.
Hi, Dylan. I'm Leah. I'm with The Advocate. What are some goals you have going into this fall ball, and how important is it to have fall ball? I'm not sure what circumstances y'all prepared last year.
Yeah, I believe the fall ball is very important for our game. I think that it helps us work on our craft more. Get to see more live pitching, get into more game-like situations. Some personal goals I have is just I want to be a better outfielder. I want to be faster. I've been working on that every day, just getting some reps out in the outfield. So I just want to be a better outfielder and potentially, hopefully, win a Gold Glove.
Yeah, hey Dylan. I don't know how much live pitching you've been able to face this fall, but just what are some of your early impressions of this pitching staff? I know there's obviously a lot of roles up for grabs, heading into next spring. Just what are your early impressions of all those guys?
I think we have a great pitching staff for sure. Everybody's got some great stuff. We got some guys transferring over here, got some new freshmen, and our guys from last year are developing into great pitchers. And I'm really excited to see what Coach Kelly does to help our pitchers out and see what they become at the end of the day. So.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. Is there anybody in particular from last year that you've seen kind of make a big jump? Anybody that's kind of sticking out?
A lot of guys. Ty Floyd has been really well. His ball's been jumping out really great. He's been producing. He's developing from last year. Guys like Mikhail, Devin, all those guys. Really looking forward to see what they can do this year.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, pitcher Ty Floyd is our final player today, so we'll go ahead and follow the order in the chat for questions for Ty. Thank you.
Ty, David from Rivals. I'm not asking how they're better or worse. I just want to know how Coach Kelly so far has been different from Coach Dunn. What changes have you noticed in terms of just how the pitchers are handled?
Of course, a lot of us came in as very mature. Some of us were immature, or they weren't immature, but we're still learning a lot. I think Coach Kelly is just doing a great job, just making us learn a little bit more, making us understand it's okay to make a mistake. Just understanding that we're young and we're going to make mistakes, and just letting us know that's all right at the end of the day, that we're young and mistakes are going to happen.
Yeah, hey Ty, this is Glenn West with LSU Country. For you in particular, you were, I think pushing 94, 95 on your fastball, but there was a lot of, just kind of talk about just can we develop the secondary pitching? Just how much has that been the focus for you this offseason, and how much ground do you think you've made up in developing some of those other pitches?
Oh yeah, of course. I think I know that more than anybody that I struggle with my off-speed pitches. So mean, all summer, I mean, the whole time I was in off season, that was the one focus for me, was to work on my off-speed pitches and get a feel for it better and learn how to throw it when in certain counts and throw it when I'm comfortable. So, I mean, I feel like they've really came along the past few months. I really worked on that a lot in summer ball, where that was the sole purpose. I didn't really throw my fastball as much as I usually did in the regular season. But all summer it was fastball, changeup, and slider more.
Ty, I'm interested to know, talk about the competition. Is it a healthy competition for those starting spots? You know, just how much of a competition is it? Because it seems like there's a lot of arms that are going to get to compete for 3 starting spots.
Oh, yeah. We got 21, 22 guys, and everybody's got an insane amount of talent. A lot of guys bring a lot of different stuff to the table. It's very competitive, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all trying to achieve the same goal. I think everybody, whatever role they're given, they're going to accept it and trying to make all of us, help us win a national championship.
Hey, Ty, I mean, Coach Johnson was talking to us about giving you guys the last kind of 6 weeks or so just to get your bodies right, get your arms right for fall camp, because it really, I mean, it sounds like this is going to be a pretty hectic, I guess, 7 or 8 weeks for you guys in terms of, how much you're going to be pitching. I mean, just how does the staff, I guess, feel overall, and just kind of how they're feeling and preparing for, a pretty competitive fall?
I mean, I understand those 6 weeks were they helped us a lot, because, I mean, they gave us time to understand how Coach Kelly works and how Coach Jay works. It helps us understand how each person, what kind of program they want us on, learn what kind of throwing they're going to help us. So I think those 6 weeks are really good for us, because we got to learn a lot of different things, and a lot of our arms came back, and some guys were a little bit sore, but now that Coach Kelly knows, and he's helping us all, each one of us, make our arms feel a little bit better, and trying to understand each person's individual program, what they need, what days they need off and what days they don't need off. But it's been these 6 weeks have been great.
Ty, talk to me about who you're throwing to behind the plate. We know about the relationship with Milazzo, but Ty McManus, stuff like that. Kind of introduce him in terms of what kind of catcher is he, and is that relationship getting better?
Oh, me and Tyler, we actually became very close. He's actually very good friends with my roommate, Braden Joubert, and I got to meet him before I even saw him at the field. So, but me and him grow very close. He's unreal behind the plate. He's got a really good stick. He receives the ball really well. He's just he's great behind the plate, great overall player. He's going to bring a lot to the table for us this year.
Yeah. Hey, Ty. Sorry, I got one more for you. The leadership on this staff. I mean, it was something we asked Coach Johnson about. Just the veterans, obviously, with Devin and Mikhail coming back. I mean, just kind of who's stepping up into a leadership role. Coach Johnson, I think, even told me a couple weeks ago that you guys are hoping all these players can become leaders in some way. I mean, just what's the leadership looking like on the staff right now?
Man, we have great leadership on the team. I mean, of course, you got definitely, right. I mean, like Mikhail, Devin, Trent, all those older guys, they definitely have the most experience, and they're able to help all of us in different aspects of it. I think any guy that's on this team that's had a little bit of experience is considered a leader on this team, because they can help the freshmen or the JUCO transfers or whatever person that's coming in as a brand new year. I think all of us can help them in every different little way. But I know Mikhail and Devin and Trent, they've helped me, especially last year, and all the other guys last year, Landon, AJ, they helped me a lot. But those older guys are really able to help all of us younger guys and helping us know more about LSU and what kind of program and like how the baseball works, how the fans work, and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Ty, this is Michael, Channel 2. I was just curious what it's like to work with Coach Johnson. As a new coach, he seems very detail-oriented, seems very, logistically sound. He's got a plan for everything. And how much does he get involved with the pitchers, or does he let the pitching coach handle all that?
I mean, he's very involved with us. I mean, every single time we have a bullpen, if it's our bullpen day, he's out there watching us. He's always engaged, and he'll tell us, he's like, I'm not a pitching coach, but maybe try this. And it's very helpful, too, because it's understanding that it's good to get someone else's perspective sometimes and see what he sees from a different view. But he's very engaged with all of his pitchers. Even on the days we're not throwing bullpens, he's usually over there looking at us, telling us hello, see how we're doing, just the small things, really.
Ty?
Sure.
I just make sure it's my turn. You're about 5 months removed from the end of last season, which was an emotional ending at Knoxville. A lot of guys, when Coach Johnson was hired, were off in their summer assignments and things of that nature. Can you just kind of take us through like what the last 5 minutes have been, ending the season, emotional roller coaster? Your coach is retired, and now you've got a new regime. And how's the transition going to just ending in Knoxville and ready to start a new fall tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, I was recruited by Coach Maneri, and I looked forward to it. I mean, but I understand why he retired and stuff. I wish nothing for the best for him, and I was actually I didn't know what I was going to do at the time because I didn't know who was going to come in here. But when I heard it from Coach Johnson was coming here, I was very excited because I knew he had a really good track record. So did Coach Kelly. They've both been really great people in the past from their past schools, and I was actually very excited.
Anyone else for Ty? Okay, thanks, Ty.
Thank you all.
All right, y'all, that'll conclude it for today. And again, I'll send out a reminder about the scrimmage and scrimmages this weekend, the times and everything. And again, just the only thing is that the gates will open about 15 minutes prior to the start of the scrimmage. And then we do ask you to remain in the stands to shoot or to watch the scrimmage. And we will definitely stay in touch. So thank y'all again for participating today.